Hey guys, Stefan here. I would like to address a few points that I see fairly often on CCW subreddit regarding appendix inside the waistband and safe ways to carry. So the first thing is something that proponents of appendix inside the waistband like to say is you will not flag yourself on a draw if you draw correctly, and they often will mention this hips forward technique. This is not really fair to say that this is something you can use in your everyday practice, and especially in defensive gun use. If you're carrying appendix, then basically your holster is riding more or less parallel to your body. And yes, if your legs are kind of like parallel to your body too, and you use this hips forward technique, so you push the holster forward and it already has the angle that clears your body with the muzzle, then yeah, when you draw from the holster, you pretty much are not going to flag yourself. However, if you forget about doing this thing, or if you're righty and your left leg is slightly forward of your holster, which is pretty natural, you know, for me in my shooting stance or in my natural athletic, I don't know, boxing, fighting stance and whatnot. So if your leg is forward of your holster, it's gonna get flagged no matter what, because holster is parallel to your body or even slightly like hugging it, and when you draw, the gun goes parallel to the holster, means parallel to your body, your left leg is forward, you're flagging yourself. It's just gonna happen. Can it be safe? Well, you're still breaking a fundamental firearm safety rule, but yes, I think appendix inside the waistband can be a safe way to carry and safe way to draw a hot weapon, even though you're flagging yourself. The trick is to use a proper holster. The proper holster will have completely covered trigger guard area, which means there's no access for your fingers to be anywhere near the trigger. With the proper technique now, drawing from this holster, if you have a good grip, you're not dropping your firearm, you're not doing any strange monkey grab things, your finger first rides on the holster, then on the slide or the frame, parallel to the slide, parallel to the barrel, and it doesn't go anywhere near the trigger guard area. After that, even if you go to something like shooting from retention, you clear your body pretty quick, even though you flag yourself for a fraction of a second. In my opinion, your finger should go into the trigger guard only when you made a decision to shoot. So in something like if you reload, your trigger finger is off the trigger and parallel to the slide. If you're moving or rotating or whatever, scanning, whatever, it's off the trigger. When you're actually shooting, it means you're already on target. It could be point shoot, it could be retention shooting, it could be instinctive shooting. No matter what, more or less, you should be on target. And if you're not a target by yourself, for yourself, which you probably shouldn't be, at least if you're not suicidal, it means you cleared your body. So, in my opinion, you will flag yourself with appendix inside the waistband holsters on the draw stroke, but as long as you're using proper technique and you're not putting your finger on the trigger before you're actually on target, you're safe to do so. Now, second thing I would like to address is people like to say, and they get shit ton of upvotes here for some reason on CCW, that inside the waistband, even Kydex holsters are not made for reholstering. Like, you must take off your holster outside of the waistband, your firearm in it, and then put the whole thing back on. Okay, but how do you live fire practice though? Are you telling me that you're not practicing in live fire drawing from a holster at all? Or that every time you finish shooting your drill or whatever that is and you go for the next run, you're like, okay, let's take this thing off. Okay, it comes off, yeah, right, all right. Put it in and put it back on. Yeah, that's good, that's safe, yeah. You're not gonna do that. Like, are you insane? Nobody's gonna do that. You just don't have time for this. You're wasting your practice time that you could have actually invested in learning and getting better, instead of just wasting this, putting the holster back on and off and on and off. And by the way, sooner or later this will lead to your screws probably taking off, and you basically made yourself less safe by doing so, but whatever. I really liked in this one class where they said how to reholster. Well, you never try to speed reholster or whatever, but they even use this special word, reluctantly. Really liked it. You reluctantly reholster. You don't want that gun going there. You feel better with a gun in your hand, and then you're like, okay, I'll reholster. So if you reluctantly reholster and you have good fundamentals, all the safety rules are applied automatically, completely subconscious. All you need to add here now is just look into your holster, check the trigger guard area, is it clear? And one thing that may not be very good in this regard is something like undershort. At least straighten it up first, and only after that, like if it starts bulging, if it gets into a knot, it could be totally unsafe. I agree with that. So either straight your undershort or just don't use an undershirt. I actually don't use undershirts. So you look into the holster, it's clear, and then you reluctantly reholster. With this gun, with the double action, single action, I'm probably super safe because this is the condition I carry in, and the whole weight of the gun is just not enough to even start the double action pull. But if you're using something like a Glock, you must reholster that slow that you actually will feel if something is catching on and may start pressing against the trigger. I hope that helps. I hope that's not completely controversial. Maybe it is, maybe it's for better. Thank you.